DJI is better known for its class-leading drones, but the brand also makes cool little gimbals like this, the Pocket 3, and cool audio gear like the DJI MIC. Now, the original series has been superseded by the DJI MIC 2. Now, can you see what they did with the name there? And this is the subject of today's episode. Is the new version worth the upgrade from the original? And what other rivals are worth taking a look at too? Let's get into it. Roll the credits. So, first up, to give you a flavour of the audio quality from the DJI MIC 2, I'm filming this episode using the mics and filming on my Panasonic G9 II. So you can hear the quality of the audio, the highs and the lows and the pitch, and the general audio quality as well. Now, what is new with the design of the DJI MIC 2? Well, I have to say it's been improved in pretty much every department. Everything from simply the carry case, this is a lot more secure, to the feel and design of the wireless mics. They're just so much cooler. The main receiver has a command wheel which makes accessing options far, far quicker. And everything is just engineered, well, just a bit better. The receiver also sits much more securely when you add it to the camera. I don't know if you remember the originals, but they had a very weird sort of little slidey bit in the back. And that is improved on the DJI MIC 2s. So let's dive into the main guts of what these mics offer you. And the main headline feature is that the mics can record 14 hours of internal recording. Now that is actually the same as the DJI MIC 1, but there's a big difference because the DJI MIC 2 has 32-bit float recording. Now what is 32-bit? It sounds like a really technical term, but in essence, it really just offers a much wider range of audio values, and that can prevent things like peaking. Bad audio on a video is never good. You can tolerate a little shake of the camera, a little blur, but bad audio will get viewers and audiences turning off straight away. Some audio experts call 32-bit float the end of setting levels, so this feature really shouldn't be downplayed. Another improvement the DJI MIC 2's bring is an operating time of 18 hours. That's up from 15 hours on the original DJI mics. Now, 18 hours is enough for any shoot. I mean, really, if you're using them for a day, you will not run out of battery. And also the charge case makes it so easy to keep everything topped up. So that's a big win from DJI. Interestingly, the range distance quoted for each mic, the DJI MIC 2 and the MIC 1, is the same, and that's 250 meters. Now look, I don't think I've ever needed to set up a shot where I've been 250 meters away from the camera, but I guess it's nice to have if you need it. But remember, that quotation is line of sight. If you start placing objects between you and the camera, if you go around the side of a building, that range is going to drop rapidly, and then you may experience some dropping out. But look, in general videography terms, you're not going to have a problem when your subject is backed up and is talking to the camera. That range is going to be absolutely fine. Perhaps the biggest difference between the two versions of the DJI mic is the connectivity issues, because the DJI MIC 2 introduces Bluetooth. Now, this is mega handy if you've got other products like the Pocket 3 that I mentioned earlier. Now, how handy is it if you just walk around with your gimbal and have the mic on your lapel, capturing all the audio and going straight into the Pocket 3, so that you don't have to have a separate sound file when you're loading it up to the computer and editing your files. For me, that alone is a game changer and probably worth the upgrade and the extra money. Now, it has to be said, in 2024, the DJI has a lot of competition when it comes to wireless mics. I've used the Rode mics, the Wireless Go 2, for a few years now, actually. I know they've been superseded to some degree by the Wireless Pro set. Now, I really like these mics, and they've worked really well for me. I have had some issues with them. The battery does seem to drain after time. As I say, I've been using them for years. But on the whole, they've been really, really reliable. And when I go out on shoots, I still use them to this day, and I would recommend them to a lot of people. So that's the main competition. But also, you've got brands like Joby, Sony, Shure, loads of different options. And if you are thinking about wireless mics and you're taken by the DJI MIC 2s, compare them against the other brands. Now, one extra thing I'm really excited to be talking about is that DJI have also introduced an optional lav mic, which I'm using for this video. It makes things so much easier. Previously, I was using third-party lav mics, and if you use the wrong brand, you could get interference. So I'm pleased that DJI has brought one out that will work perfectly with the DJI Mic 2. And as I say, I rarely use the mics by themselves. I always tend to use a lav mic as well. So this is really useful. Now, I guess we can't end this video without having a comparison. So I'm going to use the magic of video to switch from the DJI Mic 2s to the wireless Go 2s, and you'll be able to compare the audio quality. So this is me talking with the DJI Mic 2, and this is me now talking on the Rode Wireless Go 2s. I'm using, again, a lav mic, pretty much the same position. So I'll let you be the judge of how the two systems compare. Let's switch back to the DJI Mic 2 now. Now, a couple of things to tidy up and finish this video on. I'm really impressed with the way the wind muff connects in to the receiver. It's got almost like a little plug that sort of slides into the receiver where the lav mic would go, and it connects really firmly, so that will provide a lot of protection against wind if you're filming in the great outdoors. Something else that really impresses me is the inbuilt recording channel. Obviously you can record 4 to 14 hours of internal recording, and actually this comes in really handy. I was filming in Austria a couple of weeks ago, and my main mic channel, which I plugged into, we were filming onboards on a car, and I usually sort of record into a dictaphone, and that went wrong. It never ever does, and it did for the first time. It just went wrong basically. But I had the presenter wear DJI Mic 2, and it worked perfectly. It was recording all the time he was in the car, so I was able to take that file, just plug it in via the USB-C port, put it into Adobe Premiere, and that saved me, you know, that sort of audio channel. All that footage would have been to waste if I hadn't have had this little thing attached discreetly to the presenter, and there we go, it saved the day. So what's my verdict on the DJI Mic 2? Well, the original versions are still great, and also they're going to cost a bit less now, so they're going to be a real bargain. But let's face it, if you put them both on the table, content creators are only ever going to pick the new version, because pretty much everything has been improved. That said, some stats have stayed the same, the internal recording of 14 hours and that distance, line of sight distance quotation of 250 meters. That said though, the improvements do make this worth the upgrade, especially with the connectivity to the other devices like the Pocket 3. I think that is really going to broaden the appeal of this system, and DJI have been very clever in that respect. I think content creators are going to go absolutely mad for this system, and it will sell in big numbers. It certainly impressed me, and I can't wait to see what they do with the DJI Mic 3 as and when that comes out. But what do you think about the DJI Mic 2 system? Let me know in the comments below, and please remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.